"Doctor, I have been going to the gym 5 days a week. I spend at least an hour every time I go to the gym. And I'm still not losing weight. What is going on?" Welcome to your daily health briefing. I'm Dr. Albert Tackett. This show is here to help you navigate the complex U.S. medical system, one step at a time. Whether you are decoding a new diagnosis, fighting for a referral, or just trying to stay informed, you are in the right place. Let's get into the science. This is an interaction I had with a patient of mine, Samantha, about 3 weeks ago. Let me tell you how this goes. Samantha comes in and says she's been going to the gym 5 days a week. She does a combination of aerobic training by running on the treadmill and also spends some time doing weights. Minimum 1 hour per session, but most of the time she's there for about 90 minutes a day. She loves going to the gym and states that she feels very good when she goes there. But her goal is losing weight, so she cannot understand why with all this effort, she's still not losing weight. Now, this is a problem. This is very, very common. I have many patients like that who tell me the same story or variations of that story all the time. Now, let me tell you a poll that I always do with my patients. Whenever somebody comes to see me and they tell me they want to lose weight, they're trying to work on weight loss, they want to change their life around, I always ask them, what is the first thing you're going to do? "Oh, doc, I'm going to enroll in a gym. I think I need to create time to exercise." I always tell them, wrong answer. And people are always shocked. "What do you mean?" Like, that's a wrong answer. Because the gym, most of the time, is useless for weight loss. Exercise is useless for weight loss. And people are shocked. Now, I know that's a gross exaggeration. I don't really mean that exercise is useless for weight loss. It is just not very important. Let me rephrase that. Okay? Now, why do I say that? Studies have shown that people who did exercise religiously, after about 6 months, only lost 1.5 to 3.5 kilograms. Okay? So that's somewhere roughly between 3 and 8 pounds over time. Now, for the amount of effort they put in, that was really not a whole lot of weight loss. That is not a successful plan. Now, the problem is that in America, we have equated weight loss with exercise. Let me explain to you why, and this will help us get into the science. Because very often when people want to exercise, what do they see? They see people on television. You see athletes. You see your neighbor, you see paid athletes advertising different types of exercise equipment. Right after that, there is a restaurant commercial, the new burger, the new Chipotle something, and so on and so forth. So what happens to the poor patient? You're sitting there watching all of this and you're like, if I need to lose weight, I need to exercise. But nobody ever makes the connection. If I'm gaining weight, it's because I'm seeing all this excess food on TV commercials and I am eating a lot of them, right? Because very often, let's face the truth, changing your diet can be more difficult than changing your religion. People generally resist changes in diet for a wide variety of reasons because food, it's not just food. For many people, food is a cultural phenomenon. Food is entertainment. Food is therapy. People use food for comfort. Exercise is activity. It makes you think, I have to do something to lose this weight. What is that thing? I need to exercise. And that's how you have people who have full gyms at home, they never touch it. Full memberships at the most fancy gyms around, never go there. Because this is an inbuilt mechanism and a societal and environmental construct that makes people associate exercise with weight loss. Secondly, as I said, exercise is easy. You can throw money at it, right? but you cannot throw money at your will. So this research paper I mentioned that showed that people who exercise religiously lost 1.5 to 3.5 kilograms over a certain period of time was in people who actually exercise. Now let's look at people who just sign up for the gym. Most of the time you can't even make it. Not because you are lazy, but because life gets in the way. Your car breaks down, traffic, your boss makes you stay later than you were supposed to. Your child is sick. You are sick, you cough, you can't get up at 6 a.m. You're so busy you cannot find any time to exercise. But yet, you have the hope that you will still make it to that gym in the basement, right? And so these are the things that really interfere with you exercising. Now, the third thing is the actual science of exercise. Exercise is hard. It's very hard. Have you tried being on the treadmill for 1 hour? Have you tried lifting weights for an hour? It hurts. Every muscle in your body hurts. And so people tend to quit their exercise regimens very quickly. I remember back in the days when I was a medical resident, we got together with some friends of mine, residency, and we got this video. I can't remember the name. It was a high-intensity interval training program that was quite popular. You had this guy with a bunch of people and they were doing all these exercises and sweating. Let me tell you, we got the videos, put them on the TV in the hospital gym, and we had these grand plans of doing this every day for the next 3-6 months to transform our physiques. It lasted 2 sessions. We went the first time, went the second time, and could never find the time to go the third time. And most importantly, we couldn't even find the willpower to go do it again because it hurt, right? It hurt. High-intensity interval training expend a lot of calories. Now, am I saying that exercise is bad? No, far from it. Exercise has multiple benefits. It helps with your mental health. A lot of people go to the gym and feel better mentally. That is great. Number 2, it improves your cardiovascular health. Exercise is great because it keeps your heart pumping, keeps your heart stronger. Exercise is great. Exercise improves insulin sensitivity, and this is especially important for people who struggle with diabetes. And exercise is also good because it helps reduce visceral fat, which is the type of fat that leads to cardiovascular disease and cancers, etc. So those are the benefits of exercise. But when it comes to weight loss, exercise is a minimal contributor. Let me tell you the most important exercise when it comes to weight loss. I call it triceps push downs. Triceps push downs, you take the fork and the knife, you put it down. Okay? Because that is the one that I have to learn and you have to learn and we have to practice every day. Triceps push downs and a bench press, pushing the table away. Those 2 exercises are the most important when it comes to weight loss. We have to learn to get off the table. I always tell patients that you cannot outrun a bad diet. You just can't. I mean, you can exercise till the cows come home. If you don't fix your diet, none of that is going to matter because a diet always trumps exercise every single time. You can literally lose 6 pounds a month by just shaving off 500 calories off your diet. But you will have to exercise an enormous amount of time to eliminate that same amount of weight without fixing your diet. Okay? So remember, diet is king. If you're trying to lose weight, the first thing you want to do is look at that pantry, clean out the closet. Look at your food intake, make changes. Look at the calorie content of the food you eat and make changes. That is the whole secret. And so if you take a poll, and I'm going to do one of these days, I'm going to go out there and ask people, what is the first thing to do when you're trying to lose weight? And you will see, most people will say exercise. You can even try with your friends. When you leave the office today, or you stop watching this on YouTube or wherever you're watching or listening from, ask people when you run into them, I'm trying to lose weight. What is the first thing you think I should do? They They will tell you exercise, and that is always the wrong answer. The first thing is diet. Change your diet. And changing the diet meaning reduce your caloric intake, reduce the amount of food you consume and the type of food you consume. And that will lead you to a happy place where you will lose the weight and you will transform your health and you feel better physically and mentally. On that note, we will wrap up this episode. If you know somebody who has been fooled, as I was in the past, by commercials and fitness commercials, etc., please share this episode with them. And if you are one of those people, transform your life with this message you got today. Okay? All right. So we'll wrap up this episode. I will see you next episode because the fight doesn't stop here. This has been the Daily Brief. Medicine is not about certainty. It is about responsibility. Decisions are often made with incomplete information, but they are always made with your safety in mind. In a system that can feel rushed and fragmented, you deserve clarity, continuity, and an advocate who sees the whole picture. I am Dr. Albert Taken, your physician ally, high-level science, human-level care. I will see you at the next briefing, or I will see you in the clinic.